Hello, everybody, and welcome to Misadventures in Middle-earth. Hi. So this is actually the first episode that we'll be having up on the YouTube, as the kids these days are calling it. And so we're going to give you a little bit of background to let you know how we came to be where we are. And we can give you a little bit into the stories of who we are. So I will start. I'm playing currently Berendir. Currently playing Berendir. He is a ranger of the Dunedain. He's also 137 years old. He's just as old as he thinks he is. He's not as wise as he thinks he is. And he's just as grumpy as everyone else thinks he is. And yeah. Well, this way. She's also that way.
I'm right. See, I'm right there. I'm in the camera. See, you can point, and I'm actually there. See it? Yeah. Well, I'm his wife. Well, not in the game, because that'd be weird. Because I play a 20-something-year-old rider from Rohan. She's actually an emissary from Rohan. Her name is Listwin. She was sent by King Bangle to go and make friends and meet the people farther away from Rohan, like Bard and Bayorn and things like that. She didn't do too well with Bard. She kind of goofed up there, but she did learn from her mistakes and do better with Bayorn. So yeah, that's Lister. Someone else go.
Alright, Annette, you go next.
I'm playing Annette Briarheight, a young whippersnapper from Bree. She spent some time with the elves before eventually finding her way to Dale with Mr. Berendir. She likes to learn stuff. She's a scholar. She's eager to prove herself, and gets into trouble sometimes. Okay, a lot.
She's basically a cat. Like the whole curiosity kills the Annette.
Not totally, though.
Well, tries to at least.
And the Marked.
I play the Marked, who is a woodswoman. Her family was killed by marauding evil spiders, and she's trying to reestablish her father's dog rooting business. And my Daz is the only puppy left from the family line, and that's her dog. And so far, he's successful at spreading on his lineage. Sorry, I have an echo in my ear, and it's weirding me out. So I'm going to try that. That's a little better. So yeah, she and her dog, he's impregnating the world, and she's
Basically. Jeez.
trying to make money to basically get some new kennels going. Yeah.
And then our esteemed lore master, Carvet Logsplitter himself.
Ta-da!
Hey. So the party essentially started by answering a letter from King Dale that stated that with the new era of peace after the death of Smaug the Great and Terrible, there was going to be need for adventurers to come forth and settle the new land. So each one of them, having their own reasons, decided to answer the letter, or rather were thrust upon a glorified medieval baby service, depending on who you ask. Berendir might have that answer. Annette being someone of a lost child of a noble Dunedain household, as well as a historical ward. Berendir's kind of thrust into that, discovering who he is and who she is in relation to his house. Annette discovering that she is the lost daughter of this Dunedain house, coming to grips with not just being the common Breelander she thought she was. The Marked is looking for whatever kind of funds she can earn to help rebuild after this rather interesting spider infestation took out her hometown, she being the sole survivor, as well as Listwin getting the call from the far reaches of Rohan and deciding to come forth as the emissary of the king and trying to redeem herself from a disastrous first encounter with King Bard. Not quite getting banished from the new establishment of Bard's era, but really dang close to it. So the party initially hooked up with a merchant as hired guards, escorted them across the Mirkwood. Several near-death encounters, including various forms of insect life,
We got suffocated by
happened.
butterflies.
But
Butterflies.
we didn't die.
There was
because
a
of
butterfly incident. There was large spiders. There was some river madness.
Me. The spiders
Everybody
was
survived the crossing. And then you guys threw in with a group of hobbits who had decided to invest in the newly opened wilds and opened an inn. And as you got to know the hobbits, you began to befriend them and help them develop their inn. And now that inn has become a home away from home, if you will, in the wilds, the Easterly Inn. However, in the process, you've also discovered that one of their brothers was supposed to bring supplies, and he apparently hadn't shown up. So, as a request to the innkeeper, you went ahead and looked for him in the mountains and found him just as a horde of goblins who had come back into the area attacked. Fighting through the night, you managed to fend off the invaders, making it out without loss of limb, but with loss of all of the cargo. So you ended up making it back to the inn, surviving. Made some connections with the local Beornings, began to establish your relationship as people who are stout and worthy of assistance. Also spent some time reestablishing connections with people in the woods area and the Men of the Woods, as the Mark now has a homestead and a kennel, as she was able to, on the aforementioned Mirkwood trip, find word that a long-lost chieftain's son was not actually dead after being carted away towards the evils of Dol Guldur, but he was in fact just a prisoner for a very long time and was living as a wild and crazy hermit in the woods. Mirkwood Bill is now actually back in town.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about
And
him.
after spending some time discovering all these various things, the party has set forth for no more adventures. Finding out there are rumors of spiders on the move, rumors of bandits, rumors of a great variety of things. More so after a trip back to Rivendell, Berendir and Annette found that the ranger camp that Berendir had long maintained in the Gladden Fields had been overrun and abandoned by the rangers, and Berendir talked with the party, and now they're on their way back to find out what happened. Considering how, as they have crossed the swamp, they have been besieged by all manner of goblins, trolls, and giant frogs, the swamp is not what he remembered it. And so we resume the story.
And that's not
because of this my bad point,
memory. Sorry.
After a particularly harrowing battle last week, where several goblinoids tried to drown them, and then in the process, one of them was scared off by the Dunny Man's heritage, only to call in reinforcements of giant frogs and a large ogre who came in, and the party narrowly averted the death of Annette, who had been swallowed by one of these large toads and was swimming away as they were able to cause enough damage to the creature to cause it to regurgitate its load onto a nearby islet, keeping it from completely disappearing into the murky depths with Annette in its gullet. We resume as you guys took a short rest, sitting roughly in the banks, and I would like everybody to start by rolling perception.
Perception. I get
Wait, do we have a map again for this?
The map is not here.
Oh.
It's here.
You missed my lovely singing.
I got it. I heard it. Oh yeah, we killed a big guy with a fist and I'm holding an invisible microphone. I don't know if, like... Big guy with a fist holding an invisible
Yeah,
microphone.
everything is still dead.
Nice.
You guys decided to find yourself to a place where you were resting, I suppose.
No, he's resting. Sorry.
Who's resting? I missed something.
Yeah, it's fine. Go
I was
ahead.
being very joyful about my
Oh,
having
nice.
advantage and getting a natural 20.
Yeah, that is excellent.
Good start for me. I'm good. To watch everything's gonna go
I
downhill
was
from
like, that's your only natural anything.
here.
Actually,
Annette?
This comes up as me again. I'm rolling for that. Awesome.
there we go. Yay! It's not
Apparently, I
49
pay
or
no
whatever it
attention at
was.
all.
Well, as you guys have taken some time to begin to clean up after that battle, there's gore and slime and mud and pond scum and toad acid and a variety of different nasty fluids and oozes encompassing your bodies given this battle. Annette and the Marked, both having been submerged in a variety of different things, are cleaning out their orifices and not as attentive to the world around them. However, Liswin and Berendir both having been a little bit more, a little bit less on the end of the of the beatings. You notice that while the swamp is more quiet, you are being watched. The marsh hags have retreated, but you are being warily watched from a safe distance.
All right. Question:
Which distance is the
Is
safe
Daz
distance?
pointing in a particular direction?
They have pretty much scattered in both directions from the pond to both the north and the south,
Okay.
and they are at least 100 feet away. And from what you can tell by their body movements, they're essentially watching, and they're very wary and they're very scared, but they are still watching. There's at least 4 that you have seen,
Yeah.
but based on their appearance, they are not leaving, but they're not approaching either, because you've basically killed 3 of the largest beasties in the area.
Can I be like? Can I just like draw an arrow to my bow and like point it at one of his face and be like, yell at him all to scram and get out of here?
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
Okay. Oh, that map went away. Here we go. I have advantage on intimidation with a 0 modifier, so whoop-de-doo.
Now, do you lose the arrow or do you just yell?
I'm threatening to lose it, but I'm not actually loosening it yet.
All right. You hear some frightened cries, and then there's some shuffling in bushes, and then there's silence.
Okay.
Well, let's go see your camp.
Yeah. That is to the west, right? Or east?
You recall that the camp is in this general direction.
Okay.
There's a very large arrow pointing in the direction of camp. The bushes that you've heard most recently having critters are to the south and to the north. I'm not sure if you can see my pings or not.
Traded.
Because essentially they've gone off like 30, 40, 50 yards, and they're moving away as far as you can tell.
Can we just wade through the water?
Well, you know the deepest part of this involves swimming, but you can wade along the edge.
I mean, I don't want to be like, let's go right near them. What could possibly go wrong? But like,
So you're saying you don't want to walk right along the edge of this nice
can
dark
we go?
green
Can
stuff?
we go like?
You don't want to walk right along the edge of this?
Can we go like? We could wade across here, right?
You'd have to swim part of the way, but you could. But you also remember that this is actually a pretty thick, weedy, like very thick,
Why
like
don't
cattails
we
and
just
stuff.
Stick close to the water and keep going. Let's just do it.
Okay. So if we could like, hang on, yeah, if we could like traverse down this a ways,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, you could walk
Kind of
around
like
the edge of the
right
pond and
along.
then head.
the edge that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. Let's do that then.
All right.
For the record, I have no idea how to get rid of those lines. Got it.
That's okay. I know which way you're going.
All right, so yeah, let's go like
as you
skirting
guys-
along the edge of the water.
Right, and it's slow going because you have now entered into thicker mud that has been stirred up as a result of all of the feet tromping around. The ogre came splashing through there, so the water from the pond is kind of seeped in to these large footprints that are left. And so the going is slow and it's muddy. I need you guys to continue to march because I'm not going to call for anything just yet. If we were in combat,
You just want us to move it?
Yeah, well, we're just going to go theater of the mind. I don't have an actual map that you're going to follow. So you're going to move around. It takes you a few minutes, but you're able to meander around the edge of the pond. And meander, yes, you're well. It's intentional meandering. Berendir, I need you to make a survival check.
Okay, I can do a survival check. Maybe. Survival is... Ooh, I got a +4 in survival.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, my Bear Grylls check.
What?
I got a 4.
As you
7.
leave the edge of the pond, you set off in a direction to what you believe is the general direction of where the Dunedain camp is. You do begin to climb a hill, and you know that the entrance, there was like a glade and a cave somewhere on this hill. But as you guys are walking, you encounter some briars. I need everybody to make a Constitution check.
Check or saving throw?
Yeah, we'll go saving throw.
Well, I just need to know which big number to put in.
Yeah, you just want to figure out whether it's going to be bigger or less bigger.
That
So
wasn't
go ahead and make it a con
show-offy at
save.
all.
Yeah, it's
What
a
was it,
con
4 or
save.
6?
Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, con save.
Cool.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, what to do, but it's whatever.
I'll try to not put pluses in this time.
Feeling a renewed sense of vigor, Annette and Liswin and the Marks are able to trudge through these heavy thickets, fighting off vines, enduring a few briars that are wrapping around their ankles. However, the frustration of not finding things the way you left it, Berendir, has caused you to get some disorientation, and you seem to be more tired than you feel like you should be, so you take a point of exhaustion as you're trudging up the side of this hill.
It's because I'm an old man, y'all.
You can say
I shouldn't
you
have
keep
been 100
reminding
and
us.
whatever the heck it is that I am.
that. Who's the whole journey?
I'm 137. I'm not old.
Exactly.
Well, actually,
1 point of
actually, you are old.
poopedness. Alright, I got it marked down. Point of poopedness.
So, with the point of poopedness, I want you all to make a go ahead and give me another survival check, or in your case, Berendir, go ahead and see if you can do a history check to see if you can remember where on this hillside you're actually trying to get to,
Okay.
because things are remarkably different. And if anybody else wants to roll nature or perception, I'm totally okay with that too.
I will roll perception.
I'm making a history check.
I shall roll perception.
Ability check. History. Modifier 3. That gives me a 9. I forget everything. So it happens when you get tired. Actually, I should be doing that with disadvantage, but I'm going to fail either way, so forgot about that.
I'll roll perception for ya.
Was there a reason why we had disadvantage on you before? Was it another
Point of
step
exhaustion. That's what 1 point of
Yeah,
exhaustion does.
yeah, you're right. There should have been
Yeah.
disadvantage. Well, it's still bad. Annette, what kind of roll is that?
It's nature.
Nature? Okay.
That was perception.
Liswin, as you are looking around the top of this this knoll, you are definitely seeing that there is a the remnants of what would have been a well-worn path that is now somewhat overgrown, heading down the far side of the hill. And that, as you look around, there's something about this foliage that seems not quite wholesome.
I don't
It's
like
heavy swamp growth, but it's almost got a sliminess to it.
like this.
Hmm.
Should have made tea while we stopped.
Shows its away. Berendir,
You okay there, old man?
we have to go through slimy leaves.
I mean, if he's tired, but still like wants to go back to things, I'm just forging ahead, right?
If you're cool with that.
Is that it? You want to do it?
Yeah.
Through the slime.
Through the slime.
All right.
Slime.
And we're off.
You trudge forward, pushing more branches and leaves and vines and whatnot out of the way as you continue down this path. And as you continue and you descend a little bit lower on the knoll, Berendir's sights and trees start to become more familiar to you. Even though it's familiar, it's uneasy. There is an uneasiness that has been growing in the air as you descend. As you round the corner, the Mark has a question.
I just wanted to, are you sure you want to go see this place?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. You're sure, I'm sure.
Pretty sure.
All right, as you round the corner, a waft of something decaying
Oh,
and filthy
it's not good.
hits your nose.
That's really bad. Super
Across
bad.
a small clearing, there is a cave in the side of the hill, which was once your Dunedain camp. However, scattered around the entrance of this cave, there are piles of bones. There are carcasses of at least one or two humanoid forms
This is
strung
not
up
good.
on wooden stakes,
Oh,
and there are tattered remnants of tents and various other bits and pieces of meats and clothing scattered throughout, as well as on what would have been a makeshift palisade. I need everybody to make a wisdom save.
oh, I don't want to be here. Oh,
Can I choose to fail the save?
We'll make the roll and we'll see how it goes.
oh,
Okay.
oh, that went well.
Because, like, it wouldn't make sense for him to save against that throw.
Well, you're going to make it with disadvantage. And even though it's not technically a ability check, because it is going to tie into your weakness.
Natural one, I was saying.
Yeah.
I guess it's reminiscent of the carnage from my village.
Everyone who failed the save takes 3 shadow points
Oh my
at the absolute decay and corruption you feel in this area. Liswin, you have encountered orc ravages before.
Yep.
It's distressing, but it's not heart-wrenching, so you only take 1 shadow point.
I think it's not like Berendir's seen Orc Ravages before, but like he knows the names of all these people. And they were his brothers for 130
You
years.
are shocked to see the sight in front of you as the reports you got from the rangers that you met in Rivendell were that they were forced to flee, but you didn't hear anything about this level of carnage.
And they do appear to be rangers.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. As you can tell, Berendir is visibly shaken by what has happened here. And there is a heaviness in the air that transcends just something bad happened. It's almost as if there is a taint of the shadow on this land.
Let's go.
Berendir looks around, and you come to the realization that most of these bones are animal. There's an ominous thud that kind of boom in the distance as I hit the microphone.
Stop it.
But you also notice that the bodies that are strung up, while they are humanoid, they are not rangers. The clothing is not right. What tattered bits and pieces you can identify, these seems like these are more woodmen or more southern type.
Well, that's better. Not to be like all depressing, but woot.
Right. It seems like the bodies are human, but they're not. They're not doing it.
Okay, good.
Can I investigate too?
Would you like to investigate, Annette? What are you investigating?
Well, do we know what caused all this? Just the local stuff like marsh hags and trolls?
Would you make an investigation check and have a look around? If anybody would like to see if they can track or see what's been in the camp, survival check would work as well.
I will do that.
Can I look for any possible arrows or weapons that might still be good?
Make another investigation check.
See, the hug from Lisbon helped you.
Yeah. Hug back.
The hunting lessons. Calling upon your ranger skills as a Dunedain and being familiar with some of the flora and fauna in this area, this has basically been the camp where that marsh ogre and those marsh hags have pretty much squatted and taken over. You see large footprints going in and out of the cave. There's smaller footprints kind of scattered around. What's left of what might have been a cook fire is hastily scattered off to one side. There's bits of bone that have been gnawed on by sharp goblinoid teeth. It looks like whatever force finally drove off the Rangers just decided to adopt this place as their own.
Does there currently appear to be signs of anybody there? Like, is it active or is...
Well, they were, as far as you can tell, they've been here in the past half hour, although the tracks that are the most fresh are leading in the direction you just came from.
Okay, so he's most likely killed off whatever it was that was here.
Most of it, you would guess that the creatures that are still in the area that may or may not have run away were the ones that had a stake in it. But it seems like since the strongest of the creatures is gone, they're very nervous and they're reluctant to approach.
Okay. Cool.
I didn't find anything.
You didn't find anything, no.
I'm too upset.
Too upset. There's a lot
Okay.
of
So, Brendan,
debris and stuff and everything else, but there's not a whole lot.
have you seen what you want to see? Can we go?
So, just let me get this straight. These things that we just killed seem to have driven off the Rangers, killed a bunch of random other people, right?
As far as you know.
Can we check in the cave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to
I'll
do
follow
that.
you.
Net's rubbing off on you.
No, this place was my
It's
home
your
for like
area.
100 years. And to see it like all jacked up by these messy, they didn't even do the dishes. Probably.
All right.
How do you-
All right.
All right. The cave
Just like
entrance
inside, it's
is
an
a
impeccable kitchen.
yeah. The cave entrance is a low 5 foot high, 4 foot wide entrance. The troll would have probably not fit very well, although it probably crawled in. However, you do see that there are other smaller footprints that go in and out of the cave. As you go in and the light fades from the entrance, you do see that what was once left of any of the dry goods that the Rangers might have are kind of flung into the corner. There is a horrid stench coming out of the cave. It reminds you of decay and swamp gas, and it's bad. However, the light from the entrance only goes in about 20 feet.
Does anybody have like a? Do I have like a torch that I can light up?
I believe I do. Let me look at my inventory.
I was this close to offering to cast light. This close.
Somebody's been playing D&D. Cleric, light. Oh wait, no, I can't do that. Never mind.
I do have a flame.
I don't have at will cantrip.
We do have a
He does
flamethrower.
have a flamethrower.
He
That
said
is true.
was there like a fire outside or something? Fire pit?
Or it looks like it was kicked over. There may be some embers you can use
Yeah, can I just
to
see
light,
if I can-
light a torch.
All I have is like a close.
give me
I
an
don't have any food
investigation
or anything
check.
like that in my inventory, so
Yeah, go ahead and give me an
Not
investigation
quite.
check.
I have
Complete.
torches.
Oh, you have torches?
You
All
have
right.
torches.
Well, it takes you a few minutes, but you're able to scrounge up enough dry wood and a few rags to cobble together torches to light.
I
Um,
am going to stand guard outside, like stand in the doorway,
all right.
because I don't want to get trapped in the cave. All right.
The marked has marked her territory
following
as the guard.
Berendir.
All right. You guys enter into the cave with your torches.
Don't lose my torch.
The air is
promises.
so thick with this stench, it almost causes your eyes to water as you enter the smell of decay and refuse. And you're pretty sure there's fecal matter in here as well. These creatures are filthy. They have done everything they can to profane this once pristine Dunedain wilderness encampment. As you penetrate deeper into the darkness, you see that the various areas the Dunedain had set up for tasks have all but ramshackled. Anything that was of use that they didn't take has pretty much been rusted or flung to one side. Places where you remember there was bedding, there's just piles of refuse. Places where you know at one point there were shelves to house dry goods. The shelves are just in tatters and ruins. One thing that does stand out is in the rear, there is a larger pile of refuse with what looks like a skull on top.
Does it appear to be a human skull?
It looks very humanoid.
Can I? What are the odds that this would be a ranger?
You'd have to do a closer investigate to see.
I'd like to do that.
All right, go ahead and roll investigation.
This one's preparing a hug.
This one's preparing a what?
A hug,
A hug.
in case he needs it.
I forgot I'm rolling everything at disadvantage.
It wouldn't have really mattered with that roll. The stench coming off of this pile is so bad, you're having a hard time identifying anything from this particular skull that makes it look like you might know who it was in life. Although you do see that one eye socket has been almost like purposefully stuffed full of mud and herbs, some muck. Some of the herbs almost might even be recently picked.
Oh,
Not gonna lie, I really wanted to recognize the guy, name him Yorick, and be like, but
Alas, poor Yerk, I knew him well.
I knew him, Listwin.
I knew him, Horatio.
I'll still give you a
He was the
hug.
fellow of infinite jest. Annette has an idea. She went, ooh.
no, I just... Never mind.
Can we get
Just
like
that
herbs to stick
last-
under our nose so we don't pass out?
Time?
I'm sure Annette has something in her medicine kit.
Yeah, probably.
Just a mint.
When I was looking around recently for hagweed, but everything I found had already been picked. It's just a thought.
And you do recall that hagweed had some anti-corruption properties?
Yeah, if you like make it into like a potion, then it would like ward off corruption for like a week.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
pretty
nice.
sweet.
Yeah, I was kind of wishing I had some, but I don't think we found any. I didn't.
You didn't find any. However, you do see that there is evidence of hagweed here.
Ooh.
However, this hagweed has been combined with some other really nasty slime, and it does not indicate that it's doing what it normally does. It's almost as if it's had a reverse effect. Because as you guys watch this skull, it's almost as if you feel there's something wrong.
What do you mean something wrong?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Insight check. Why am I doing all the checks? I'm the one with
This
disadvantage.
is your place, I know. In your mind, you hear very faintly whispered, Berendir.
What? What? Sorry.
The Dunedain are a fallen race. Why do you return?
Can anybody else hear this voice?
Nobody else is reacting.
I would like to not react.
Well, I'm not reacting either.
Just to be like,
Don't scare me.
that's it.
How many of your comrades have fallen before you? How many more?
Again, I don't
How is Daz acting by my
not
side
giving
here?
any kind of reaction to this.
Daz is sitting right next to you.
Just sitting there.
Go ahead and make another wisdom save, Berendir.
Do I have a disadvantage on this thing too?
Now this will be straight up wisdom save.
Okay. Saving throw,
Dude, I
wisdom,
hope you don't go crazy.
modifier 2.
Cause oh no.
You feel deep within an uneasiness that has not gripped you
Must have
in
been
a
that
very long
taco I ate
time.
for breakfast.
There is actually a grip of shadow that you feel come over you that compels you to leave the cave immediately. Like Berendir just turns and walks out.
I like to feel like I take the skull and over my shoulder as I go. Just,
You touch the skull?
Don't touch it. What's
I thought we went up and picked it up.
You were like looking at it, but you didn't tell me
Oh,
you had like.
I
picked
thought
it up
we I
and-
thought we like investigated and we're like looking at it and stuff.
Oh well,
Okay.
if you're touching the skull,
Oh,
then
no.
go ahead and roll another wisdom save.
Come on.
I believe he was just asking if he picked it up.
I
He didn't
already
say he did.
I'm
But-
sorry, I didn't realize you
but-
said that you had
but-
touched it. Okay.
God.
But
Well, in the touching of the skull, there is definitely a malice of ill intent that is actively seeking out your consciousness. You begin to be drawn into this malevolent will, and as you realize what it's doing and how it's bringing out this darkness within you, you immediately snap out of it and fling the skull and leave the cave.
okay.
And Liswin, seeing this reaction from
Does he have the torch?
Berendir,
Is he holding the torch?
Yes.
It's about to get very
what do
dark.
you do?
We'll follow him. Make sure he's gonna be okay.
I even
Because
think
as far as Liswin and Ned are concerned, you
I feel-
were looking at it and you kind of picked it up, and then you had like a furrowed look on your face, and then you immediately tossed it aside and then booked out of the cave.
I feel like I would say let's go or something.
He also took the torch,
Or just
so
like come, or I feel like I would feel like I would have said something so that I'm not just being like, "Well, that was cool. Let me pick up the skull." Like,
This place
I
is
feel like I
No,
would have said
it
something.
has been
You took
tainted
the
by
torch.
shadow. We must leave.
you
Sure, that's exactly how epic it sounded.
You took the torch, so it would become dark, and I don't know what creature just might randomly appear, so I'm gonna get out of this cave. I'm not sticking around.
So as best as you can figure out, Berendir, based on your rolls and whatnot, there was something that was communicating through that skull that when you made contact with it, was able to reach out and touch you. And you know that there is a malevolent spiritual force of shadow that was working with these creatures in the
This is
swamp.
not just random things killing things.
So you guys are outside now.
Yeah.
Everybody's now outside in the glade in the sun, which still has a bit of a haze as this whole area has a darkness to it.
So, can we go now? Just not be here. Yes. I feel like it should be yes. You should.
Yeah. I feel like Berendir would almost want to be going back, like, booking it straight to Rivendell. Honestly.
Okay.
Well, let's discuss as a party what you're going to do. Are you going to stand here around and talk, or are you going to march away and talk?
I feel like I would, like, we wouldn't stand here and talk, but, like, we would get away to a less disgusting place, which smelled less like dead things and more like alive things. Or nothing is fine.
In what direction would you like to go?
North.
All right. Well, we're going to need to make a journey roll then.
So, Berendir, do you want to hold on to that torch? It's about 3. Do you want to hold up to that one?
No, like, I put it out. I feel like I would put it out, like, in the embers of the fire as I left the cave. Like, the
right.
pile of ashes. Hand it back to you.
Alright.
All right. So, we have the map. We'll say, for the sake of brevity, you've journeyed as best as you can tell from the sun and directions due north, traveling for several hours throughout the remainder of this swamp. You get back into drier land that's to the north of the Gladden Fields, which would put you on the map somewhere in this vicinity, right here, just above where the Gladden Fields, and getting to a forested area.
So we're up
more or less
here?
Yeah, kind of up in this area here. If you head due north from the hill, you've gone up a little bit and you're kind of on the edge of a forested area between the river, which is going to be to your right, to the east. The forest is to the west. If you go due north, eventually after about it's about a week's journey, 7 days up to Old Ford. And then you know that it's probably around about 4 days journey to the Woodland Hall, and it's about 2 days journey back to Stony Ford.
How far from here to Rivendell?
Rivendell is over the river and through the woods, so it would be a good 2 weeks.
I feel like the discovery that the Rangers weren't just kicked out by new evil forces, but that there was some specific dark spirit that was leading it that I had not heard the Rangers mention would be cause enough for me to go tell the chieftain of my order such news. Or at the very least, Elrond.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in order to make that journey...
Wait, hold on. I'm not saying no. I'm saying let's be smart about it. Let's go somewhere where we can get provisions for such a journey. Okay? Or at least, like, what's that place you just said was 2 days away?
Stony Ford?
Stony Ford. I'm sure they have some kind of message system. They got what's his bucket's guard there.
Aren't those the people that wouldn't let us in their town?
Yeah, I was gonna.
You know what?
Was that the same fort?
They did had somebody just get killed. The little edgy.
Yeah, they've had like 5 days to recover. That's enough.
All I'm saying is it wise to just go off on this extensively long journey with no provisions, nothing, not even any kind of word sent ahead of us? Do you know what I'm saying here? I'm just saying.
She has a point.
She does. That being said, I'm a ranger who's lived in the wild. I can hunt if we need food.
I have also done
You
myself.
can hunt if we need food. I think we'll be okay. We've got 2 horses, right? We still have Thatcher and the what's his face dragging
Do we
along
have
behind us
Thatcher?
every
Is he yet living?
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Thatcher's A-okay.
Oh my.
You guys all turn around, and Thatcher is
Don't grab a
faithfully
sword or
following
anything.
I feel like he's
you
like
with the
picking his nose.
horses.
Like,
However, he is like one shade away from being white as a sheet. He is just very much unnerved with what he has seen, and he has been so quiet. You guys forgot he was there.
I never figured. I never figured he's there.
Is he okay?
Wondering why doesn't
He'll
he
be
pick any
fine.
swords? That's all.
He hasn't seen a lot of this stuff, so he'll be fine.
Beep.
First
Alright.
time and all.
Now, when the Rangers left, and I'm assuming this would be something that they told me when I was at Rivendell, when the Rangers left, did they set up a different camp nearby to still kind of keep an eye on things, or did they all say, "Whoop, we're out of here," and like just leave?
All you know is that they abandoned this camp. There was no indication that they were going to set up nearby. You do know that there has been a consistent feed of rumors that things that were once more tame are growing wilder. Foul things are beginning to appear where they weren't before. Ever since the keep at Dol Guldur was taken down by the White Council, it's like the bugs have scattered throughout the countryside.
Alright. Okay. Well, I've said what I think we should do. Well,
I don't know. I still feel like we should just push straight to Rivendell.
alright.
As a party, then, what is your decision?
Both make really good points.
What?
What?
They both make really good points. He wants to go because he wants to get the information there. And then the Mark tried to get a point of, but we really don't have that many provisions to possibly make it.
We can hunt on the way up.
That's if our dice like this, like us. And we pretty sure they don't, based on previous games.
Right. But
So-
from a standpoint of what our characters would do, I feel like
Well,
If you have a
I know what
problem,
you're saying.
solve it. And
I feel like the characters would be fine with hunting.
I vote
alright.
straight to Rivendell.
I mean, this one would go because, hey, she could be an emissary to Elrond.
Oh, it's true. You've not met them yet, have you?
If not,
Oh
Just
yeah,
let them
you guys
aware.
have
Mark
not
has
done
said
that
what
yet.
she thinks she needs to say, and she'll go with you and help and everything, but she's not above saying she told you so. Should something happen,
All right. Sounds good.
so you know.
all right. So the plan then is to go straight north to the old ford, and then attempt to cross the mountains and go to Rivendell.
Crossing mountains. Are we prepared to cross
Pretty
mountains?
much. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the
We
same
are
thing.
going to need.
We just did this. What? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? In game?
Cross mountains.
It was not too bad to come across the mountains from Rivendell because it wasn't too long ago
It was
that
like
you
maybe
guys
2
came
or 3
in.
weeks ago that we just finished up from that.
Yeah.
Come on, Riverdale.
That was after there was a
She and I were in
fellowship
Rivendell.
phase, and they came back.
Oh, they were
Rivendell.
Rivendell.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
there.
I was not. Okay.
Yeah, they had a you guys all ended
What?
up back in Woodall, I believe.
Do they have dogs in Riverdale?
Yeah.
I would think the elves have dogs. Yeah.
Right, you shall warn them when we arrive.
You will warn them when you arrive.
That you may have
Right.
more dogs in a few months.
All right. Go ahead and give me a guide of the party. It is going to be 1d12 plus
What is it?
2 plus
Well,
half of your
well,
wisdom
1d12 plus 2.
plus half your wisdom
Oh, dang it.
modifier
Plus 1.
Wisdom is 3, so plus 1.
and minus 4.
Minus 4.
Oh my, that hurt me in my soul.
Now, I know. What region are we in right now?
You are currently on the west side of the Gladden River, and I will consult the map to tell you exactly where that
I'm
is.
just trying to figure if it's
If it's one of your
yeah,
terrains.
Yeah, one of my terrains. If I have anything that can help me out here. I don't think so.
Let me pull forth the map of Lore Master Knowledge.
Got the western eaves and the eastern.
This is, you guys are in the West Anduin Vales.
Okay, so I don't have that one. Okay, so I can't help.
Why
Yes.
would... Yeah. Not to be like, you shouldn't be the guide, but... She's never been there.
Because I had other good bonuses that were supposed to help me.
Oh, where'd it go?
For third level. Okay.
No,
I mean,
that's not the one.
she's better suited to be a guide than the hunter.
Is that
right?
the one?
Yeah.
No, wait.
I think that's just
Could
what
we?
happened when we started.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what I need is this.
That was her role. She got assigned.
Yeah, she's been the guide since she's the
I'm a full
the
wanderer.
ranger archetype, the wanderer.
She's a wanderer.
If you want for this journey to assign different roles, because
We
Berendir's
could,
got a
like,
mission.
swap. You could be hunter and I could be guide for this.
Sure. Doesn't matter to me.
What am I?
You are
the
the
scout.
scout.
Which
Oh,
you
that's
are
right.
undoubtedly the best at.
All right.
And then the lookout is
Me.
Annette.
I wrote them all down.
Oh,
Yeah, I have them
Oh,
written down
nice.
too.
excuse me. Oh. I'm just gonna on my way.
I need to find out what this is going to mean. Here it is.
Excuse me. All right.
Come on.
So, do we just start walking?
You guys begin on your journey, heading to the north.
So are we using her role? Or should I
Well,
roll?
go ahead and do your roll,
Same
and
thing?
we'll see. It
Same.
is going to be your. The formula is as follows for these
1d12
journey
plus
rolls. 1d12 plus your. Well, that's specifically for her. You need your survival proficiency.
Oh, sweet.
So it's 1d, not your full score, just your proficiency. So
Okay.
it's 1d12 plus your proficiency, which if you're proficient in survival, it's plus 2.
Plus 2.
Half of your wisdom modifier,
Okay.
and then it's going to be a minus 4 modifier.
Ooh. Is that from like the shadow points or something?
That's going to be a indication of how tough the journey will be.
Got it.
So
He's
why is
asking
your
why it's a
survival
minus
matter
four.
with wisdom?
No, it's the survival. This number here. Plus half of this number here. So it's the same. Our survival scores are basically the same.
My survival is plus 5.
Right, but the proficiency, so it's plus 2.
Thank you.
Not the score at the end, just the proficiency that you add to.
Yeah, like the
Three
proficiency
wisdom,
bonus is
plus
going to be
2
like plus
proficiency.
2, plus 3, plus 4.
So yours is 1 plus 2. Mine's 2 plus 2, so it's 1 plus 2.
The green
No, it's confusing.
Here we go.
It is. It's very confusing.
That's a little better, I think, assuming high numbers are good.
Okay. Why are you laughing?
Like, give me cut on me.
You have a terracotta army.
I do.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm gonna eat it.
All right, you begin and you head north.
Okay.
The terrain begins to grow firmer, and there's more steady ground. The ground is rough. There are very few pathways here. However, you are able to pick your way on further ground, keeping the river to your right, to the east, and the forest to your left. Go ahead and guide. Make me a survival check.
Just straight survival.
Straight survival. And then I need your lookout to make a perception check.
Okay.
Nice. Very nice.
So far, so
Well, Berendir, you're still exhausted, so you still should have disadvantage
know.
there. But
I'll take the shoddy 19.
okay.
Nice.
That's my
As you
third
are
natural 20
traveling,
tonight.
That's
Jeez.
pretty
Someone's
awesome.
getting it.
as you were traveling, you noticed
sounded
that
super
you were
big.
not the only
No,
ones.
I had one.
Sorry, carry on.
You're not the only ones in this area. You are starting to see signs of other bipedal humanoids. People feet, boots, bare feet. There are signs of other people in the area. And it seems like the tracks tend to go from the woods to the river and back.
Okay.
And as you travel, they seem to be far less uncommon than you feel like they should be for this area, indicating that there are a presence of people in the woods.
There used to be those people joining. You know what I mean? There were the reports of people joining the dark
Right.
forces.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
They're good guys.
Well, they wouldn't be good guys. They were the
I wanted to be good guys.
It's kind of
I feel like we're just gonna sneak along and do our thing.
Sneaky, sneaky,
All right.
sneaky.
Well, you guys continue on for the rest of the day without any kind of struggling. You do see that there are some signs, but you've passed them on.
very interested in
Um,
this. I'm very leery.
All right.
Can we like
Go ahead, give me a survival roll to make camp for the night.
me?
Yeah.
Okay. Disadvantage?
Yep.
I liked when I could just roll the 2. I don't like this disadvantage button. I don't believe in it.
Disadvantage is tough. Exhaustion is no joke.
Shit.
Okay. You guys find a place to settle down for the camp for the night. It's not the best in the world. It's a bit of a copse of trees. It's kind of rocky ground, but it's someplace where you can settle down, put the trees in, that kind of deal.
Is this? We still seeing footprints?
You've seen them, but it's been quite some time since you've seen a set.
All right.
I feel like we should have watches.
Yeah, how long is quite some
Oh
time?
yeah.
Also, what time is it now?
Hours. It is evening. It has been probably 4 hours since you've seen a set of footprints.
Okay. But yeah, definitely you should definitely sleep and set watches and stuff.
I can take a watch.
I'll take a second.
Let's see. The order I have is Berendir, marked, Annette, Liswin. Do you want me to change that up?
That's fine.
Works for me.
Okay.
What roll are we making for that?
Go ahead as you settle down for the evening, Berendir, and roll a straight D12.
Straight D12.
Yep. Just give me a
One
D12.
D12.
All right. As you guys settle down, the opening of this glade faces due west. And as the sun sets down over the mountains, this incredible vista of colors begins to wash across this glade. I need everybody to make a wisdom check or an intelligence check, your choice. Specifically, it's going to be a wisdom check or an investigation check.
Wisdom.
Straight wisdom check or an investigation check.
Straight wisdom or investigation?
Yeah.
Okay. Not like perception or anything?
Yeah, go ahead and do perception if it's giving you a modifier.
Okay. That it is.
Even if, because hopefully that modifier will help you with your,
Oh.
ouch.
Can you do that advantage?
Not wisdom.
Perception.
Oh, I thought the perception was just for you.
I mean, unless it is.
Was perception for him, or was that available for anybody? Because I would have done perception.
Perception or investigation, whichever you're stronger in. Your choice.
Perception. But I already rolled for the wisdom, so I don't know if you want me to roll again.
Which one was yours? The 7?
That one.
Yeah, go ahead and roll again. We'll call it with advantage. I'm feeling generous.
Thank you.
Nobody's
2
dead
weeks
yet.
straight of us almost dying.
Not much better.
It's a tough world.
Ooh.
The sun comes over as it's settling down into the hills. The colors remind the Mark of the campfires around the village where she grew up before it was decimated, but it reminds her of hearth and home, and it makes her hopeful that she will be able to rebuild her village. However, the rest of you, as you are looking, the highlights of the mountains as the reds turn into darker purples, highlight jagged peaks and shadow valleys, and it reminds you of the harshness of the mountains you're going to have to cross on the way to Rivendell. It also reminds you of the deep places that you've discovered are now teeming with what potentially could be evil. And as such, your night's rest is spent concerned with how you're going to progress. And so each one of you that did not score higher than a 15 takes a level of exhaustion, as your sleep is very it's unrestful.
Okay.
The Mark is fine.
Hey, the Marked, I think you can say I told you so now.
And she doesn't say, she just kind of says it in her sleep. Told you so. Told you so. Yeah.
Man. Okay, so I'm at 2 points of exhaustion. Bless
Bless you.
What does that mean?
Means my speed is
she's-
also halved. Can I get on the horse?
You can ride the horse. But you guys are all going to be pretty much walking speed.
Yeah.
Although that means that you probably don't want to be the guide since you're up on a horse.
Meg says bless you. In the stream chat.
Who?
Meg says bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm tired. I didn't have my coffee today, so I'm not
Yeah,
fully.
I kind of want another
awake.
cup, but
I mean, my Athelas tea.
No, I'm in my coffee.
no.
No.
Coffee.
I invented
I have to
coffee
think.
in Middle Earth. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I want. So,
So
You
am I
alright?
being guide again?
Was there another
Yeah.
dong?
Wait.
Are you good?
Yeah. At this point, if we
Hey,
can switch. Or have a net be good. She's been there.
when we were up on that place that one night when we fought through the night and the guy we were rescuing made tea with athlas in it, did that like undo exhaustion or just keep exhaustion from...
It kept exhaustion from getting worse.
Okay. Continue.
It basically staved it off for the night, so you guys were able to make it go through the evening and into the next day without suffering more ill effects. Because you guys pretty much went for like a day and a half, almost 2 days straight without sleep. The next morning you awake, you gather your things, you press on.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right.
Oh.
You
I don't know if that's
continue
good or bad.
throughout the day, weaving in and out of various different bits of hilly terrain. There's a few gullies that have dry streams that would go down towards the river. You carry forth until about midday. You need to have your lookout make a perception roll.
Okie dokie.
I believe.
In you. It's gonna finish the song. You didn't say I believe in you. You said I believe.
Yeah, it is a song.
Oh, I actually don't know if it's a song. I was just.
No, it is.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen it, but it's from the Book of Mormon
I was
musical.
literally just
My sister will sing it every now and again.
saying it.
So,
It's not good.
There's a map involved. DM is going for a map.
Oh! What?
If you'll bear with me. You guys are cutting through another glade,
Currently, it's dark for us.
and the map doesn't match very good. I kind of threw it together, but you guys are cutting through this glade, and without actually seeing, you hear in the distance behind some trees, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Berendir, the Dunedain of the North.
Oh, it's
On-
dark.
on-
Sorry, you guys can't see anything.
On
Let
urgent
me,
business to Rivendell.
Why can't you guys see anything? You should be able to see things. Is it gonna be like that? It's a black screen because you guys don't have sight. Give me
gotcha.
just a moment.
Sorry, I had to go make our dog wake up.
we can see.
Hold on, I gotta give
You
you
can
all
see.
sight.
This is our very sad pooch now. Because she just got woken up from a nap. But she has to stay awake now, otherwise she won't sleep tonight. And which means we won't sleep tonight.
Which
Yeah, I know
she's
that
so
feeling.
black you can't see her. She's just a blob of black dogness on the... Yeah, that's...
Where is it? There it is. Cool.
Say hi to the world.
Dog is the star of the show.
You see?
Hi. Hi.
Yeah, she's like dead at the camera. Hi.
You better feel like bird or eyes.
Okay.
Huh?
I know.
So you woke me.
Whoa! You knocked
There
it.
we-
Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah. All right.
Perfect.
So I need
Nailed it.
you to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Ooh, initiative.
Initiative.
Wait, I see the map now.
Signum, you can't see the map.
I'm not looking at my
Signum,
page.
you can't see the map because your Signum's not on the map.
That
I gotta find Signum. You.
Oh!
Initiative.
Wait, that's perception. Dang it! That was. Can I take the
That would
natural
have
20?
been
I just
great,
hit the
though.
wrong button. What's my
Initiative
actual?
is like +3, I think.
I didn't hit the right button.
My initiative's +3. Can we just make that a 23? Hey, it's a map.
Oh, I gotta pop.
20 is roll anyway.
Yeah. I'm actually 23, not 24, if that makes any difference at all.
You're fine. I don't have to mess around with it.
Can I roll for?
All right, who rolled what now?
I rolled an
I'm
18.
gonna,
18. DeMarc rolled a 24.
23
okay,
for
I'm
me.
gonna try to roll for Daz. Go 3.
All right. I somehow have multiples. Did you roll a 7 or a 5 in that?
7.
All right. I've still got initiative from the last go round. DeMarc rolled a 24. You said?
Mine's
That's
in
fantastic.
there properly.
And I rolled a 23 if we keep my natural 20, which I kind of like. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll update you then. All right. So this one had an 18. That had a 7. Daz had a 3. The Mark had a 24. Berendir had a 23. Sorry. Turn.
So we just heard these voices. We didn't see anything.
Correct.
Are the elves gonna shoot us? I don't want the elves to shoot us. That would make me sad.
No, I say I'm
Wow.
Berendir Dunedain, Ranger of the North, and we're here on a mission, and on urgent business to Rivendell. I feel like I'm more up here.
You're yelling this out?
When they say who goes there, I'm like, how close are we to Rivendell now? We've been going for a while, right?
No, actually, it's only been 2 days. You're barely beyond a couple of days to the north.
Oh. You know what? Screw it. I say that anyways.
Danny, man? Did he say Danny, man? I think he did. Isn't there a long-standing order about them Dunny men? You mean the Dunedain? Yeah, whatever he said. Right, I know what it is. And then as you hear it, there's whizzing of arrows as arrows come
Wait, seriously?
flying out. Seriously.
I
We
thought
got
you were just making things up right now.
No, seriously,
That's
arrows
how
are now
D&D
flying in
is.
your direction.
You're-
You are now being shot at by arrows
Well, by people with arrows.
who are shooting arrows at you. Unfortunately, they're behind trees, so they're not aiming very well, and they both missed.
So we can just hear them. We can't see them.
The arrows came from this direction and that direction.
But they have full cover.
They have full cover, because as far as you can tell, they're in the bushes.
Okay. Okay.
You
Is
have
this
a
my turn?
flamethrower.
It's time to set the forest on fire.
Straight start a forest fire. Smokey
Okay,
the
this is a
Beorn
tree?
comes out,
Right
yells
here?
at us.
That is a tree, yes.
She's gonna go hide behind the tree
All right.
until she can get a better shot. So do I need to hide, like roll stealth?
Go ahead. Yeah, you can use a bonus action to hide, absolutely.
Okay. And I'm gonna prep my bow as soon as I can see someone. I'm gonna shoot at them. So, I do need to roll stealth though.
Yes.
Okay.
For some reason, I'm not showing up on the initiative order thing there. Do I need to?
Disappear. I see you as 23. You're right after
Okay.
the mark. Are you not there?
It's not showing up on mine. So the 16 that I just added in, you can just change that to the 23. Because
All
it's
right.
not showing up on my end.
Well then, let me go ahead and do that.
Just having some issues, are we?
Yeah, I need to get into the habit of like dumping this every time.
Oh, I meant him with like
This
having issues
pile
with
of
this.
I'm just gonna hide
this pile of wood here. Can I just like kind of duck down behind that
You totally could do that.
and like wave a net? Like
Oh, gee, you don't care about me? See how it is?
she's the one I'm supposed to protect, and you have a giant shield.
Can I have
See how it is?
Actually, I'm the squishy one.
Yeah.
We can have your dice.
Me
I'm
and
sorry,
Satch
I'll
take the
grab the
horses
other
and
dice.
hide behind something. I'm not sure what's big enough to hide behind. Like,
Well, there's a tree you're standing
Let's
right
see,
next
this
to,
tree
and there's
big
some
enough?
thicket behind
I'd
you.
like to do the same thing with like my bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Like I have a short bow, whatever it is that I got. Like
Can I call
looking
Daz
over
over?
the
Or I
over
gotta
the
wait
wood
till his
pile.
turn.
I get my horse isn't that
Ah.
out of the way, then prepare my
You
bow.
can whistle him, but he'll have to come on his turn.
All right. So I just instruct him to lay down, flat as he can on the ground.
That could be his reaction, I suppose.
Like,
Berendir, you're up.
Yeah, I would like to go behind that. Same thing with my bow, out and ready, arrow knocked,
let's see.
like lying
Oh, there it
behind
is.
this pile of wood, ready to shoot as soon as I see something popping its head out of the trees, looking over this wood pile.
Right.
Actually, I like to think maybe I'm just like lying prone behind it with an arrow on top of the pile of wood drawn, because that sounds cooler and much easier to do than like going.
What is it?
I'll do that.
You gonna do that?
Yeah. And I'm prone.
You're pro?
Much harder to hit
All right.
range things prone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hit the deck!
I'm confused.
Nope.
How are you prone?
Because I lied down on the ground.
Oh.
What's your passive perception?
Who's?
Huh?
Oh, wait, hold on. I'll look it up. Never.
Mine is
Look at that
12.
said anything.
My passive perception is 12.
I should have just looked it up. Where is it?
Yeah, it's 10.
Okay. All right. This one.
I am going to obviously move behind the tree. Can they see me behind the tree?
You don't know. You can't see them.
I'm going to ready my bow for if I need to quickly dodge around the tree to shoot. Because I don't want to
Fair
shoot
enough.
first.
Shoot for to ask questions later.
There.
All right.
I'm gonna let them
Cool.
if they want to shoot.
I'm gonna follow Berendir's
It's not your
example.
turn. You hear a rustling of bushes and a curse in common that bemoans the fact that trees are all evil, and this guy kind of stumbles out into a clearing. Obviously he went the wrong way and he's kind of mad about it, but this guy just kind of stumbles forth into the clearing.
Well, not psh, but pew!
Hey, who had a ready to action to shoot at something?
Me and the
did.
marked.
All right, go ahead and roll attack with your arrows, since this guy just kind of stumbled forth into the clearing.
Both of us?
Yeah. Despite the fact that he stumbled forth into the clearing, he's paying attention and he's got his shield in front of him. As both of you draw and loose your arrows, he pulls the shield up and catches both arrows and kind of shuffles back against the woods.
Even with an 18.
What is this?
That
roll?
was
I thought
her
that was an
stealth
attack.
check. The first
That
one.
was hide.
Oh, my bad. Okay, yeah, no. The Mark's arrow
Catches my shield. Or
finds
my arrow.
purchase. the Carvet drinking game is that whenever I DM and I say the word purchase, then you take a drink. Because I use the word purchase a lot. The arrow finds purchase in its hide. Yes. So at this point, which is the other one I say, if Annette remembers that one from the last time I DM. At this point, the arrow finds purchase. Now, the Mark, you hear a twang, zzz, as the arrow
What kind of arrow did you
sticks
fire?
into its shield, and then it jabs into the man, causing him some damage. Roll. Or damage.
Oh. Literal damage. Hold on. I always forget what damage is.
Should be D6 plus 4, I think.
Oh, I should have been plus 6 to hit. Oh, well, that's good enough. It was
Yeah,
good
it's
enough.
plus 4 to
My gosh, she's
plus 4
adorable.
to damage. The dog is just laying there.
Yeah, well, she's laying there and she's got her head like this between her paws.
So like,
He mutters a curse as he yelps out in pain. He says, "Right, okay, fine." And then from the bushes you hear the twang of another arrow shot going forth. It's a 15 aimed at Liswin.
does not hit me.
Which, yeah, because you're like
Because
very super and stuff. And you hear another twang as an arrow comes ripping through the bushes. Let's see, that's going to be there. 18. What's your AC? The marked?
I don't know. Something like 4.
The armor class is going to be
15.
okay, 17. So he just manages to catch your shoulder as he shoots at you with this bow.
Pull it out, put it in my quiver.
And it grazes across your shoulder, and you take 2 piercing damage. It's like horrifyingly bad. 2 piercing as it just kind of zings across you.
I got damaged.
Because you didn't quite get behind the tree in time. Daz is up.
Daz is gonna come. I'll see.
Do a barrel roll.
Do you have a hide reaction?
Do a barrel roll.
15, 20. Yeah. He can get to him, but then he couldn't hide. I'm gonna have him come by me. So I'm gonna whistle for him to army crawl towards me.
Okay, he's gonna move half movement,
Army crawl.
which probably puts him right next to you.
Army crawl.
He's gonna army crawl Daz's.
Right.
All right, the marked is back at the top of the initiative order.
All right. Can I see or hear anybody else around me?
Make a perception check. All you can see or hear is the knowledge that there are guys over here in the distance, and there's this dude standing right here in the open air.
All right. Well, I'm going to. Oh my! Shoot at him again.
All right.
And I'm gonna hide again. But that's not stealth because he knows where I am because he just shot me.
Right. You could still, in theory, duck down behind the tree and get cover.
Oh, well, obviously it's not much I do.
Okay. Go ahead.
So is that a stealth roll?
Well, shoot him first, and then you make your stealth roll. Makes the I am gonna get shanked check. That's funny. Alright, you draw your bow and you aim for this dude and you fire, and the arrow streaks across the clearing and it strikes deep into his shoulder. Bypasses his shield, catches him.
Finds purchase in his shoulder.
No, it doesn't find purchase. It doesn't
What?
buy anything. It's
Oh.
4
Do it
damage.
again.
It's 4 piercing. I've mastered the system. It's
That
4
should be-
piercing damage
Six.
as the arrow. 6.
piercing damage.
Okay, it's 6 piercing damage
I've
as the
almost
arrow
mastered the
digs
system,
into his hide. Berendir, you're up.
but we
Wait,
can't.
I want to hide again.
Make your roll. I'm gonna mess with your character sheet because this thing is driving me crazy.
I don't know why, but it wasn't doing it. And all
I
of a
don't
sudden
know.
it is
I don't know
again.
why. Which thing were you doing for that roll that made it go
It's a
weird?
modifier.
Did you roll a die for that, or was it an actual ability?
I did D6, modifier was 4.
Is this it?
Modifiers with 0 at the end.
Okay. I like
one of
to.
these.
My movement speed is all halved and annoying now.
Yeah, I'm totally kidding right now. I am the tree.
become one with the tree.
Okay, I'd like to, because my movement speed is halved and I'm kind of pooped out, I'm just gonna kind of come to behind this tree here.
Cool.
Yeah, and loose off an arrow at this guy as well.
Sounds good.
So that's That's 15 feet that way, so I'm good. And I'd like to attack with my bow. Whoa.
Huh.
Attacking with my bow. Pew pew. Pew 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 pew.
So you're shooting from behind the tree,
Yes.
and you fire the arrow, and it flies across, and it strikes him in the meat of the thigh, just beneath his shield.
Yeah.
And he suffers some piercing damage as it just digs into his skin, and he goes, "Ah!"
Hit that artery. That'll make him bleed out in 2 minutes.
Not quite, but it did hit him.
Probably just as well, because 20 rounds of combat later, he's going to be dead
I think I
anyways.
did 24 for my hide.
The 24 for your hide?
So I am like tree bark right now.
Your tree bark. That's pretty stinking awesome.
My turn.
Unfortunately, the guy who was stalking you from the bushes rolled a 20 on his perception. So he leaps out of the bushes. Whoa, this is...
That was trippy.
I'm moving the whole map. If I can get to the right layer... there it is. This guy just comes out of the bushes, leaping at you with a spear in 2 hands, and he's going to attack you. And because he's striking from hidden, he gets advantage, and it still sucks because he just is a crappy
Because he
thug.
can't tell.
So he's like,
hitting a tree or
yeah,
not.
he's trying to attack, and he just jabs the spear right into the tree next to your head. And you turn around looking at him like, the frell? And just completely misses you. Liswin, you're up.
Can I kind of like peek around the tree / like move kind of to where I can like still move back?
Yeah, you should move it. Be able to shoot from there.
Well, I also kind of want to protect Annette, who's behind me.
Smart.
I don't want her
Yeah, I
to
didn't
get
get
shot.
to last time.
I don't want her to get shot. And I'm going to. Can I shoot the guy? Is he within range? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can
shoot
shoot
him.
him. You pull your bow out and fire at him.
Where's my bow? There it is. Like if I can find the right button.
Ooh.
No, I'm not going to shoot him.
You try to pull your bow out, but because you're in defense mode, your bow gets hung up on your shield, and you just... Like, the string actually hits your shield, and it just stops. The arrow just kind of drops about 10 feet in front of you. Not a whole lot happens there. This guy, taking advantage of the fact that you have thrown this shield, takes his spear and then hurls it at you this one. He hurls it. He hurls it with such force
Wait,
that
which
it
guy?
overshoots you. This chap right here.
Which chat?
He this guy right here.
We're
This
not
dude.
seeing.
We're not seeing
a
anything.
There's no ping? Am I on the wrong level again? I am on the wrong layer again.
There's no.
This guy,
Okay.
this dude right here, hurls his spear with such force at Liswin, it goes right over her head into the bush behind. He mutters something about having too much coffee and then rushes back into the bushes, and you hear him kind of trampling through the bushes as he marches in. He's partially obscured, but you can see him because this part is not nearly as thick. You can definitely see there's bushes there, but it's not as thick as some of the other parts of the thicket. And that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide behind this pile now finally and knock an arrow.
Alright. Ready in action to shoot something that you can see?
Yup.
Alright.
Now, can we see the guy that jumped out at the marked?
Yeah, she's well, he's got partial. He's definitely going, what? And there's somebody there behind her in the shadows.
Is it cute?
No. He's pretty rough looking.
Could be a different story altogether.
Yeah, he's got like 2 teeth.
Mm.
As he snarls at you with like one upper tooth and one lower tooth.
Mm.
And his breath is rank. He's like the Stanky.
Stinky.
That's
He's
his
the
nickname.
Stanky.
He's the Stanky, yeah.
He's the stanky.
This guy's
Uh,
Stanky. The other guy, this guy over here, his name is Pete.
yeah, Stanky and Pete. More arrows come flying forth from the bushes in Lissam's direction, since they have the best angle, and neither one of them hit because they are shooting from the bushes. But you can tell that there's arrows coming from here and from about right here.
Tink tink. It's my shield.
And it's now the Daz's turn.
He is going to attack this guy in front of me.
I could get my initiative order to do the thing.
Japan knew that was coming.
Be ready. Bite your face, Jack.
Yeah, got a 10.
That bite your face check, he snaps at the guy, and the dude kind of moves to the side so that the Daz gets tangled up in the Mark's feet.
Cool.
Okay, and then I kind of like push him behind me.
All right, and then the Marked is now going to have an initiative turn.
The Marked is going to drop her bow and grab her sword, slicing upward as she does so at this dude in front of me.
All right, go ahead and roll attack.
Oh. I hit.
Oh, yes, it does hit.
Yeah.
You manage to knock his shield to the side as you flip your sword around and you catch him across the ribs. His armor just is basically like rough hides that have been layered over the top of him. Ha 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 ha. That's not right, actually. That's it right there.
Can I, Howard? I can't because then he's getting the opportunity. Did they
He's
get
like
opportunity
right
attacks?
there. Oh yeah, you're in combat, face to face with this guy. He's growling at you with 2 teeth, ready to stab you.
Nice. All right.
Berendir, you're up. And your gimpy slow movement.
Yeah, that's why I'm going 30 feet. This is as far as I can get with a dash.
Yep.
I'd like to dash across the clearing to right here.
Okay.
Well, to right here. Bam.
Okay.
Charging into the bushes, and with my bonus action, I'd like to try to make a shield attack on if whatever is there going arrows. I know that'd be like with disadvantage, right? Because I can't see it.
Yep.
Okay. So, with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, you lunge your shield into the bushes where you expect something to be, and you make a solid thunk into a stout tree. And it's definitely a tree. Just tunk. You feel like had there been a person there would have been broken bones. But this is just a solid, good hit to
So
a
there's
tree.
nothing here then.
Not where you struck, no.
All right.
You ran into a tree. However, Stinky decides to roar at the Mark like, "Oi, this is our territory!" Well, actually, he says something like, "Oi, it's our woods!" And he attacks because territory is too big of a word for him. Does 17 hit? He stabs out with his hand axe because his spear stuck in the tree. For 3 slashing damage as he brings it across to cut across your shoulder.
And then like a paper cut's better than that.
You just wait, Missy. And then he whistles, and then this one is your turn.
So he's in the bushes. I can't see him.
You can kind of make it. He's got half cover, but you can definitely you make him out.
Go after the guy killing the Marked.
Yeah, go after the guy
I
who's
can
killing
see
Mark.
him, right?
Yeah, let's do that. Go after her. I'll take the blessing.
But I can see him. The one attacking.
He's 3/4 cover because you're looking through 2 different trees and the Marked.
You'd have to move.
You'd have to move to get a better vantage on him if you wanted to shoot at him,
How far?
or you just run up to him.
Or yeah, you got movement speed. You can just run
How do
like
I-
run around to like here, and then you have a straight shot. And then you'd still be under half cover from these guys over here.
So like go to here.
Yeah, run around to there.
You could, in theory, like, run over that way and you get a
Can
shot
I go
at
there
him.
and shoot him?
Yeah, you sure can.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
She pulls back her bow, this time detangling it from her shield. However, unfortunately, as she comes around the corner, she looks and releases the arrow,
Oh, man.
which whizzes off into the bushes behind him.
Our rolls are not being normal. Mine are being
They're-
very
they're-
good.
they're
and
not-
yours
they're
are
not
being
doing
very
good.
bad.
This guy comes charging forward, also with his spear and shield, and he makes an attack at Berendir,
Do I have
which
half
will
cover?
be...
Because I'm in the trees.
You're kind of in the bushes, and he's stabbing his spear into the bushes, which means he's only going to have a 14 to hit,
Nope.
which probably won't. No, he kind of snarls,
I
and he
see it
whistles
coming. I take a
again.
branch and go.
and it.
What kind of cover does this guy have?
He's got partial because he's in the dark, shadowy part. He's not as deep into the weeds as Berendir is, so you can see him, but he's not
Okay.
completely. He's not in like a thicket.
Cool.
Like where
I'm gonna
Berendir is,
shoot
Berendir is
him.
like actually like jumped into a giant azalea bush. He's like
Okay, I'm
inside the azalea.
He's one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and
Yes.
shoot him.
You are going to try and shoot him, and you kind of pop your head up over this pile of logs, and you fire off an arrow. Unfortunately, it is not quite enough to get him because as the arrow flies through the trees, it's deflected by a branch, and
Okay.
just narrowly misses him as it whizzes past his head.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Does the mark get her sneak attack damage when Daz is next to a thing?
Yeah,
Sweet.
that is something that
just
is in
occurred to me.
fact
Sorry.
possible.
Wow.
But it wouldn't be any different than having a
It's
familiar,
an ally. Yeah.
an ally. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
That would have been nice to know.
Do, 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 do.
Gotcha
That was
covered.
only sneak attack when she actually sneaked up on somebody.
Just like sneak attack when you're directly in front of him. He's been trying to stab you for 20 seconds.
I know, that's why it's like, what?
Surprise!
Out of the bushes emerges an archer, then points his
Oh,
bow at Berendir's back
That
and
is
fires from 10
unsportsmanlike.
feet away.
Half covered.
Unfortunately, as he does, he gets his bow caught on a branch, and the arrow actually shoots sideways, narrowly missing the other guy who's in the bushes. And you hear some words exchanged like, "Hey, don't meet him!"
Watch where you're
That's
playing.
why he's not very
Son of a
sportsman
witch.
now.
Whereas another guy says, "Ha ha ha!" and he pulls his bow back and he fires. Will the 17 hit you?
Yes.
They're marked.
It
As
hit me
another
last
arrow.
time.
Wait,
There's another arrow.
Where is this coming from?
Another arrow whizzes from the bushes beyond the marked and beyond the guy she's fighting.
Does
And
she have
it does.
half cover for being near the tree?
That's why the 17 was the number
Oh.
that was rolled.
Oh,
She
dang. Ow.
she
Oh wait,
takes
is that with
4.
half cover?
Yeah.
That's plus
Wow.
1 AC when you're half
Plus
cover.
2.
Oh well, that would still be 17, so it would still hit.
Yeah, plus 2. So the 17 hits you for 4 points of piercing damage as another arrow comes flying out of the tree line and zots you.
Getting a little miffed at you boys.
Lots of scraping and kind of mosquito-y type attacks, but nothing that's like bone crushing.
Okay, Daz is gonna go for this guy again.
That will hit. Daz reaches forward as he's got his eyes fixed on the mark. Daz whips around and bites into his leg.
I don't know why
Yay.
it's that. It should be a D6.
That's your D12 roll. Your D20 roll. You haven't
Oh,
right. Rolled your modifier.
oh, good. I was like, wait a minute. I'm so confused.
Kill him, Daz. Whoa!
What? Okay, I'll do it again.
3d6.
3d6 plus 30. Daz is a hellhound.
Could you
He's
imagine?
a warg of Gundabad.
Golly Moses.
It must be the modifiers. I'll have to fix that. It's weird why it's doing that, but that's still a 5. So that rips into him for 5 points of damage. And
Yes.
he is gonna make horrible noises as he's like, ah!
Oh,
The Mark, you're up.
so you should
All
leave
right.
him there and
He swipes at the dog as he runs away. Does the Mark? I mean, is the Daz 16, right?
I was. Yeah. Okay.
As Daz moves away, he like swipes at him with his hand axe and catches him across the side for 3 points of slashing damage.
The 2 or 3?
3.
Are you sure?
Yes.
They should
Feels
have
like
Daz.
making it up now.
No. Look. He gets a +2 to hit, and I rolled a 1.
Okay.
+2 to damage.
All right. Well, the marked is like sincerely not having that, so she's gonna definitely.
Is she
drop her
actively
this guy.
pissed?
This
She's
guy.
actively pissed. Yeah, the Mark is in kill.
Actively.
You hurt my dog
You should
mode.
have him stay there. You get your sneaksy teaks.
But he's still in 5 feet of me.
No, he has to be within 5 feet of him.
He has to be within 5 feet of that guy.
Oh, does he? Oh,
Yeah.
That's not what I knew. Okay. Well, it's too late now because it's not his turn anymore.
Right. Well, he's busted up pretty good.
Flick him in the face multiple times until he dies.
It seemed to work pretty good.
That's your preferred method of killing. Just flick.
That's a good hit. It's a fine strike.
I don't know about killing, but at least
Do it long enough, maybe.
torture.
Well, there's also that. Hey, doggy,
9.
stay awake.
It's 9.
Stay awake.
The Mark, completely incensed by this thug who was slashed at her faithful animal companion, lunges forward with her short sword and plunges it deep into his side.
Yeah.
He howls in pain as the sword just lashes across his ribs. Berendir.
I'd like to hit this guy close. Moving here won't get an opportunity to attack against me, will it?
No, unless you moved away.
Okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna actually shoot the archer guy.
You're gonna
Or, I
shoot
mean,
him or
hit
you're gonna
him
attack
with my
him?
sword.
Okay.
Yeah, hit him with my sword.
Attack. He rolls. It attacks.
Yeah.
Do some damage.
Man.
That is a strike. It is not as much as you wanted, but it is definitely a strike as you move
Check
forward. Dang
rank.
it, I did it the wrong way. All right. As you
In
meant
this-
to lunge forward, you catch him and rake your sword across his leg, cutting a gash across the outside of his left leg.
This guy here, how beat up is he? Looking.
At the moment he's looking like he's taking a few hits.
Okay.
He's a little wobbly.
I'd like to smash him in the face with my shield.
All right, go for it.
Look how nonchalantly you say that.
That is a fine hit, sir. Roll the image.
I'd like to hit him in the face with my shield.
You smash him into the face with your shield, and he loses teeth. You see that his head snaps back, and as he comes forward, there's his blood gushing out of his mouth, and there's like holes where there once were teeth.
Great.
And you hear this. Right.
Cool. Perfect. Sounds
This
like a plan.
guy swings his hand axe at the marked, which is going to be a 16 to hit, just straight up. Yes, no, that's a hit. For
I'm
6
not
points of
answering
slashing
you.
damage as he comes across. This one.
I'm going to run up and whack the guy with my sword.
All right,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll damage. As you run forward, seeing how he's out of position, kind of gloating at the mark, lunge with your sword, turning it sideways, cutting a deep gash, nearly penetrating the ribcage. He staggers back, blood gushing out of his side. He is looking bad. This guy, however, rushes forward.
Am I still in the bushes? Not really.
You were right on the edge of the bushes. He lunges
But I'm
forward
not
at
in half
you.
cover anymore, am I?
No, you're kind of sticking out there. For him, it's like right in front of you, so he lunges forward with a spear. Which is going to be a 16.
Nope.
And you deflect it to the side with your shield. And he maintains position. And the net is up.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot this archer guy.
Not quite as potent. They're an off-brand. That will hit that guy. Which guy are you shooting at?
The archer
The
guy.
archer guy? Over
Yeah.
here? Alright. That will hit him as he's more intent on poking Berendir with his short sword. Or his dagger, actually. You lodge an arrow right between his shoulder blades.
Whoa.
He howls as he kind of staggers forward into Berendir's reach.
Yeah, he does.
He pulls out a dagger in an attempt to stab at Berendir because he's too close to you. That's going to be like a 14 to hit.
Nope.
Yeah, that's not going to help him. Let's see here. On this hand, though, 16 will not hit the mark because she's got cover, but an arrow shoots out of the bushes behind this thug and impales itself into the tree above your head.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear another curse like, "Bah! Had enough of this." Coming from the bushes, and then you hear like the noise.
Whatever it is.
The noise of somebody noisily just kind of tramping off through the bushes. Daz.
Bye, friends. Go ahead and just die by yourselves.
He's going to try to fight this guy again. Because why not?
Good luck, buddy.
This guy is squaring off against both the Marked and Liswin, and as he's not paying attention,
I feel like the dog just runs up, grabs the guts that are hanging out of his stomach, and just starts.
he fails to see the dog leap between the Mark's legs and just rip out his inner thigh, and he just falls to the ground as he bleeds out in front of you.
Sweet.
He's dead.
I just been like, good boy.
The Marked.
Alright. So there's voice, unknown voice. I'm going to pop out here and shoot at the archer.
All right. As that guy went down, he yelled, "Ah!" And you would get sneak attack if you could hit him. Sneak attack damage because he is otherwise engaged in a certain gray-bearded ranger dude.
Yeah.
That will be a hit.
Nice.
He's not paying attention, and you draw focus on him, and you loose the arrow that will catch him in the side,
I'm gonna,
and it pierces right between the ribs, and you hear him gasp for air as it starts to suckle and air starts escaping from where you've pierced his lung. He collapses to the ground in a bloody heap.
and I'm gonna hide. Again.
Berendir.
Yep. Okay, you haven't done it
I
right.
mean, they're all stuff like that.
So is he
I
dead?
didn't-
He's very dead. That guy slumps to the ground.
I'm gonna start off by whacking this guy with my sword.
Bolstered by the death of the guy to his right, you swing forward with your sword. However, he manages to deflect it with his shield. As you then come back around with your shield to strike at him, I assume.
Our dog just farted. Yes, I
Oh.
did try with my shield. Hey, Yeah, I attacked with my shield in the same number. Uh-oh, we lost sound from Car.
Cannot hear you, Carv.
He's like, what? Who, eh? Who, huh, what?
There we go.
That guy's dead. He's gone. This one. See how what
Shoot the
Indiana
guy.
Jones on
I'll
this.
have to get around from the tree first. Can I go, like, here and shoot him?
Say, didn't you drop your bow earlier to stab this other guy?
Didn't necessarily drop it, but it's not currently in
Just get a
my hand.
one-handed. I don't know how that works.
Shield. Sword. Put the sword. Shield. Happens quickly. I mean, if I've got that, I don't think I have movement speed to get to you.
No. No, you don't. But you can just stand where you were. And...
Shoot. Yeah. So can I see him from here, or is he got?
He's behind some thick bushes. You can tell he's in front of Berendir, but you're having a hard time seeing him through all the bushes.
So half cover?
Well, it would be 3/4 cover because those are thicker bushes.
Literally.
Concealment. So it's you could shoot at him, or you could run up there and try and stab at him.
Go on, next round.
Yeah, I'll try and shoot at him.
Alright. That is not going to hit him.
Bring it on,
Okay.
boy. Oh wait, no, what's his name? Pete. Bring it on, Pete.
Pete. Pete roars at you. He says, "Ah! Ah! You just wait. This is our time."
Whoop, you went quiet again. Ah, you cut out. You cut out, hang on. Can't get you.
And he like runs away.
Whoa, I get an opportunity attack, or did he disengage?
He disengaged.
Okay, that was what we
Like
didn't hear.
he kind of
Yeah, we couldn't
flung
hear you
his
at all.
shield at you, and then he just booked it. He like rustled through the bushes, and Liswin caught a glimpse of him as he cut across his path, and then he plunged into the forest beyond.
Alright.
And that,
I feel like I hightail it away, and I kind of just start making my way over to the marked.
I feel like it'd be hilarious if you would shoot him.
I can't.
What's...
That's out of range, isn't it?
No, it's like 520 feet for a short bow.
your short bow should reach
Well.
if you want to take a shot into the bushes where you saw him go in.
Sure, I'll take a pot shot at him.
It's going to be with disadvantage though, because you weren't exactly sure where he went in. Because when
All
you
right,
saw
then.
him flip back,
It's a
yeah, you
13
takes
there.
a shot, but it misses because you were just kind of like, I think you went that
Alrighty.
way, cow, and didn't work as well as you would have hoped.
Would have been cool though.
It would have been awesome if you'd have got him as he was running
That
off,
would have been
though.
amazing.
That'd have been pretty
It's
cool.
like,
Like shooting a white dragon as it was trying to
What are
flee.
you doing?
What is that?
oh my gosh!
That's a small child or a large child being
That's probably
silly.
just missed something.
All right, go on.
I
Okay,
was
um,
for a second with his pew 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 pew.
Yeah, there's more rustling of bushes as these guys have pretty much given up on trying to be sneaky. They're just they're running. They're just straight running. There's no what do you call it, finesse about this. It's just straight running.
All right.
Just straight running away.
Okie dokie. So, are we out of initiative order?
You are now out of initiative order. These guys are just hustling, but you can hear them like just you're running through the woods.
All right. Well, that was fun. Hey,
I
you know what would be
wanna-
great? Is if we, I don't know, and maybe stocked up on our medical supplies before we came out here.
Annette, do you have enough medical supplies?
yeah, I can patch you up.
Oh,
Told you so.
You know what would have been awesome?
Berendir.
Yeah.
Shush. Ramps. Gosh.
I'm gonna use
Why
the
people
healing die
put their
for.
grandparents in a home. While I'm here.
I feel like that's not the reason anybody's ever put their grandparents in a home, because they took them on a trip to Rivendell under provisioned, and then they got shot at too many times. Oh man, I couldn't hear what you said. Y'all are cutting out.
You're
From
cutting
that-
out. Can't hear you.
Yeah.
What? Oh, sorry, that's a he
Am I
that died
cutting
for
out?
marked.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and enable you in Skype. So.
Am I flaking out again?
Right.
What
Sorry
the
about
heck?
this. Yeah, go ahead and
This is
just turn
stupid.
your.
Why is it doing that?
Just
There's Discord.
reach there, and then if you could unmute yourself in Skype, that'd be awesome.
Okay, how about now?
That works. All right, we're good.
You hear me now?
We can hear you now.
All right.
This also makes a good stopping point, since it's
All
cutting
right.
out.
So, you guys have fended off a woodsman ambush, brigand ambush, thugs,
I
whatever.
was gonna say.
You didn't see them. However, why these guys are out here in the woods and why they keep going on and on and on about this is our turf, you don't know.
All right.
Onward to
Sir.
Rivendell.
What a great.
Yeah.
Are you guys? I heard voice of this would not necessarily be a bad time to call it for the evening,
Yeah.
since it is the 2-hour mark. However, we could go a little bit further if you want. I'm down with either.
I think it makes sense to stop here. We're at a natural stopping point, and it is 10:30.
All right. Well, I will
Well,
narrate you out then.
Alrighty.
As you guys clean yourselves up from this encounter and you make your way across the lands, you travel for the rest of the day without incident, but you do keep yourself warily attentive because you have encountered people with violent intent. Being more careful in the evening, you settle down in a hidden copse of trees with no fire, and you do manage to find some sleep, as the air seems to be quite warm for summertime, so you are able to keep watch throughout the night with no issue, and you carry forth for the next few days into further lands to the north. We shall resume our adventure next week as you travel northwards.
Sounds good. Cool beans.
Awesome.
Well, thank you all muchly for coming in, for hanging out with us. We appreciate it as always. Be sure to stay tuned. Actually, currently, I was a little surprised, but we have not really had much streaming going on the Sing Meat channel, because I think the reason why is because currently we've got the Mythmoot going on, which is basically, think of it like a conference mixed with think of it like essentially like a Tolkien convention, but significantly more academic than that. So it's awesome. I hope to be able to go someday, but I was not able to this year. But yeah, so I think that's where everybody is this
Probably.
week.
Makes sense.
It would make sense. But thank you guys for coming, for hanging out. If you liked the show and you're watching on YouTube after the fact, go ahead and subscribe. If you enjoyed watching today and you haven't yet, go ahead and follow the channel. We are absurdly close to 25,000 views on the channel, which is amazing. We're like 15 views away. So like by the next time we see you, we'll be at 25,000 views, which is awesome. And we're getting close to 1,000 followers as well. So thank you guys muchly. And I'm not, again, because of the Mythmoot, I'm not 100% sure when all the shows will be back on scheduled as normal. But be sure to stay tuned for when that happens. It should be within a few days here. So thank you guys for coming, for hanging out. As always, thank you, Carv, for being an awesome lore master. And we will see you all in 1 week.
Join the clapping.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.
Wait, what did you do?
This is me clapping.
Oh.